Good evening, WolfNet. Coach here again, and we're going to be going over the Trolloc Prime roster sheet, I should say. Previously, we had the scenario sheet. This is the second sheet that you will need to um, input information to in order to keep missions going. This is basically going to be your main sheet that you're looking at. The scenario sheet is also needed, but this one's going to have a lot more information on it. So I'm going to go over a lot of this with you. The first thing you'll notice is down here at the bottom, we have 1st Battalion, 2nd Battalion, 3rd Battalion, 4th Battalion, Command and Lycan Lance, and then the Headhunters page, which we'll get to later. But these these 5 pages are all the same, and they are catered to every battalion that we have in the WolfNet Regiment. So if we click here, we'll see that we have everyone's information loaded, as long as it hasn't changed in the last day or two. But if not, we've loaded everyone's information already on here from the WolfNet roster page. First thing you'll notice is up at the top you have the battalion name and their aforementioned motto. We have right away at the top 1st Battalion Command Lance. Each Command Lance will be at the top. Going through, we have the unit, which is the mech or vehicle or VTOL or whatever is being used, the tonnage, the BV, the gunnery, the piloting. And then we have the pilot in charge of that unit. Over to the right, we have sector location. This is a simple drop-down menu that is to indicate the last known position of said mech warrior. As we said in the previous one, this is they're quadrants. In this one, they're sectors. I'm going to change that later. But anyway, it is N1 through 5 and S1 through 5. So that is to indicate where that mech warrior is on the planet at the last game played. Last mission track. This is the last mission that was played. We have meeting, engagement, scout, target, retreat. Pretty much all of the options of scenarios that are able to be played. Obviously, headhunting is going to be replaced with rescue mission, or rescue mission will be added. Next over, we have damaged armor and damaged structure. Now this is a very critical box. This is where you're going to input information. So on your last game played, when you're done with your Megamech game, you're going to go into your Megamech logs file. And right here at the top, it's entity status. It's a text document. And when you double click on that, this will bring up the entity status of every unit in the last game played. The most important thing we are looking for is your armor and your internal structure. Now, after a game, you're going to take your remaining armor, or you're going to take your armor value and you're going to minus it versus your remaining armor. So this will give us an evaluation of damaged armor or damaged internal structure. What you need to do is you need to record those numbers, and in here, damaged armor, say we lost 25 armor on our mech. Doesn't matter where it is, just as a total running. Now your damaged structures, say we lost 10 damaged structure. So you need to enter those values in there. Now, what you will notice over here in the remaining damage, armor, and structure is you'll notice that the values transfer over. So, over here we have the repair orders. We have armor and structure. If you click on this and go down to full repair, which means you're going to repair all of your armor on your mech. You hit that, remaining armor goes to 0, and your total credits to repair your armor is tabulated off of the tonnage of your mech. Now we do have the option of going half, which is rounded up, which means the next game you will have to correlate, and we're not too specific on where, but you will have to add 13 damage to your armor anywhere on your mech. We're not going to be too particular on whether it's the arms, torsos, legs. Just as long as you deviate 13 armor points of damage on your mech for the next game, because you only repaired half. If you also notice, your repair cost is halved. But for this mission, we're going to fully repair, which means we have 0 remaining damage for armor. Now we have 10 damage structure. Now we are going to want to repair all of that. Same thing, repair full, remaining structure. This is the same as armor. If you have remaining, if we repaired it to half, we have 5 structure damage. You can spread that out if you want to. You can put it in one location, just as long as your mech shows that you have 5 structure damage remaining on your mech at the next game. You'll notice that internal structure costs quite a bit more than armor, which is normal cost. So sorry, not to get ahead of myself, but so what this means is this is how much damage right here, the remaining damage, armor, and structure is what you will have to put onto your mech on the next game, reflecting that it is damaged. If your mech uses ammo, or if you did use ammo in the last mission, simply check the box and it adds a rearm cost. This next box is pilot hits. If you were unfortunate enough to get hit in the head or fall and land on your head or whatever, you will have to keep track of how many pilot hits you've taken. Now I know you can take more than 5, but our scroll bar only goes to 5. So if you took 5 pilot hits, that's bad. If you can tell here, this represents your mech warrior being healed as well. So 5 through 0 is no hits, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each value has a added cost to it, so make sure you record that as well. So when you're filling this out, really all you need to do is look at your entity status. Here, you take your total armor minus your armor left, and that value goes into your damaged armor. Same with your structure. Take your total internal structure minus what you have left, and that value goes into damaged structure. And then you either repair full, or you don't have to repair it at all if you don't want to. You can just have 25 armor remaining and 10 structure remaining. That's up to you. If you did use ammo, you have to check the box. What that will do is that will give you a repair and rearm cost. And what that cost is right here in this yellow column. 155 credits to repair your mech to full status and to rearm it. So the other value you have to add in is you click in your mission 1 box, which is, it could be game 1 of the objective mission, or it could be a raid, or this simply is a mission tracker. So what you'll do is you'll type in 155 points. Whatever number is in here, you have to put into a value in one of these boxes. What that automatically does is credits used, and this will add up this whole line. Now, from the scenarios tracker page, there were credits from salvage/mission. This is where you add in your value of, say we accomplished a raid, so we got 300 points. Maybe 350 because we got some salvage out of it. What that will automatically do is it will add up all these and tell you the net credits that you netted out of this mission here. This number, along with your starting credits in each command lance and each battalion, or sorry, each company lance has a preset number of starting credits. This is reflective of each unit being able to score 1 full repair, 1 full rearm, plus a little bit on the side. So this will be transferred over, and this will give you the remaining credits that this unit, this command lance has. Now, as you go forward, you add up everyone's repair and rearm costs. Mission 1, Mission 2, Mission 3, Mission 4, and it will, this is your remaining credits is your bank account, basically. Now, the other option, or the other box along this line, is the destroyed mech slot. If your mech during a game is utterly destroyed, which means is beyond salvageable, what you can do is you can copy that mech, place it in the destroyed mech slot, oops, with its tonnage and its BV. And you copy that down into the corresponding boxes. You also want to indicate that it was Adam's mech that is under repair. This is where, if your mech is utterly damaged, you can go back to the scenario tracker page and choose a graveyard only mech, put its unit type, its tonnage, you'll have to go look at its BV, but then you will have to repair it to full. In the entity text box, you will have to fill in these information and repair that mech if you choose to use that mech as a substitute for your own. Here we have the overhaul counter box. You will not be charged credits to basically revive a mech from utterly destroyed, but it will cost you 2 mission turns. So, if you have a destroyed mech in this slot, and keep in mind there's only 1 slot per lance. I'll bring that up here in a second, but if your lance plays out 1 mission or your character plays out 1 mission, then you can go down to 1 mission left. After you play another mission, after that second mission, this mech is fully repaired. There's no cost. The cost is just time. Then what you can do is you can swap, or you can, if you want to keep using the mech that you chose, then you simply delete the mech that you had in there as a substitute, and you replace it with your destroyed mech slot, which will free up the destroyed mech slot. As you can tell, there's only 1 destroyed mech slot per lance. So when we come down to your Alpha Company, they have 3 lances, therefore they have 3 destroyed mech slots. Now, this is a debatable subject among the company, where if 2 mechs in one company go down and are utterly destroyed, it is a conversation between the captain and the 2 lieutenants whether or not they can use the company's 2 mech slots for 1 lance's mechs. Keep in mind, this is all going to flow. This should all flow well, but there is going to be a lot of discussion going on whether these slots can be used. Now you ask, what if my destroyed mech slot is used and it is still on, say, 1 mission left? Then that pilot whose mech is utterly destroyed has to, 1, keep track of what it is, but 2, you have the option of playing a unit out of the Battalion Armored Division. You can play some elementals, you can play some tanks, transports, support vehicles, or some gunships while your mech is being repaired, or while this previous mech is still being repaired. Once this mech is repaired, this slot frees open. Therefore, then you can slot your mech in there and then start over on the 2 mission slots. It does not, if there is an overlap, it doesn't matter. Your mech has to be in this slot for 2 missions in order to be fully repaired. Over here on mission/bad credits, this slot is here for the distinct purposes of the Battalion Armored Division to redistribute credits to your lance. the prerequisite for that is battalion armored division needs to be in the same hex on Trolloc Prime. So if you are in Sector 3 and you're taking over the comm tower right here, landing zone is over here. This is where battalion armored division operates out of, unless specified otherwise. So if you are here and you need battalion armored division support, they need to travel more than one hex to get to you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes to get to you. If there is more than one hex of space between your unit and battalion armored division landing zone, you need to play, our battalion armored division needs to play a convoy mission. If successful, they are able to get to your position and rearm and repair and distribute their credits. Battalion Armored Division is the only unit that is able to take their credits and give them to you. When they do that, you input that information right here, and then remaining credits gets added 1,000 credits. That is the only way that you can get Battalion Armored Division support, is if you are further than one hex away, they have to play a convoy mission. Also on the roster page, you will notice that for one, on the Battalion Armored Division, the only real difference for the boxes is when it comes to battle armor. Battle armor are at the end of a game, you count out how many troopers were killed, you enter that value, you say, I want to heal or replace. Yes, please, I would like to heal and replace those troopers. This indicates how many troopers were not healed or replaced. You will have a value of repairing or replacing those. If you said no, the next game there are still 3 injured troopers. So when you start the next game with this elemental star, you will have to edit the damage on Mega Mech to indicate that you have 3. There are 3 injured troopers yet. Battle armor still uses ammo, so you still have to check the box every time they use their SRMs. If not, you can fully heal them and say yes. Injured troopers are 0, and you cost 60 points. Other than that, everything else is pretty much math oriented to take care of all of the needs. Again, the only thing you really need to keep track of, and I can't stress this enough, oh my goodness, not Internet Explorer, in the logs files, which is found, and let me go back here. If you are in your MegaMech folder, it's under Logs, Entity Status. You double click that, you will get a notepad, and it should have your name, and your armor value, and your internal value. That's really all we're looking for, guys. So, pretty simple, pretty easy to follow. And like I said, hopefully tomorrow we can start this thing rolling. And look forward to seeing you guys on the battlefield. Have a good night.